Sound check. I'm checking on the sound.
Dad, why are you being weird?
Yeah. What?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with Sam and it is Monday. Last week I started these little, what I wanted to do was talk about life stuff and things that are important to me, and Stark is about to ruin this video. Buddy. Okay. He laid down.
We're good.
I wanted to talk about things that were important to me, and we wanted to talk about things that were important to us, and we have shared some of our life on this channel already. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. Feel free to head over to the channel after this video and check out the Sam and Sam / marriage playlist on this channel, and it has everything that we've been through as a couple.
All of our expertise on marriage. And how we've just been perfect from day one. Batting 1,000.
Yeah. I just don't know what to say.
Well, there's not much more to say after that.
We have not been perfect in marriage. Anyways, I started last week. I had a little motivational Monday thing, and I don't know if it's really motivational Monday, but I feel like talking about stuff is just something that I really want to do on this channel, and something that we really want to do, and talk about our lives a little bit. And so today is a really interesting video. I don't even know how to really put it. Today's video is basically just us talking about something that we have experienced recently, and we wanted to share our thoughts and inputs on it. /
currently.
If you are new to this channel, I will give, a brief overview of our life. Back in December of 2021, I had my 3rd miscarriage, and I decided to quit PA school. I have a video on why I quit medicine and everything that was involved in that decision. Obviously, a lot of that had to do with having 3 miscarriages, but I will link that video up in the corner if you want to check that out. Back in December, everything just kind of came crashing down. We were living in our apartment in Denver, Colorado. We were going through the 3rd miscarriage, and I decided to abruptly quit PA school. We basically decided that together, and our lives basically just changed very drastically after that. We moved in with my mom about an hour south of Denver. It's like a little apartment, honestly. Maybe I'll do a basement tour on this channel, but it's cute.
It's bigger than our last apartment.
Yeah, it's bigger than our apartment was in Denver, and significantly cheaper than our apartment was in Denver. My mom has been a huge blessing. Our friends and family have been a huge blessing, but our lives just really changed drastically. I mean, we were really planning on me becoming a PA. PAs have a good salary, so we planned on me becoming a PA. I would have graduated in November of this year, and I had been working towards that for 8 years. And it was the only thing I'd really been working towards since I was 18 years old, so maybe even longer. We have realized in the past 5 months since moving in here, something that we've been struggling with is just being in a place of life where you feel really defeated and you really don't want to be there, and you really pictured your life looking completely different, and how to approach that stage of life.
Yeah, I would just say that even before we moved here, we were kind of in that position, because I was in a career that was not going to be my career for forever, and I was making a transition, and so I was working very long hours, working 2 jobs, and she was in PA school, which she was working basically the same amount of time I was. So we had 0 time for each other, we had 0 time for friends, we had 0 time for our dogs, honestly. We just kept telling ourselves, it's going to be worth it, it's going to be worth it. Once she graduates, and once I make the transition, once I am full-time in this other career, once she's a full-time PA, it'll be worth it. And then all of a sudden, all of that changed, all those plans changed. While it would have been worth it in a certain extent, where financially we would have been very, very well rewarded for it, it wasn't the right choice for us. And so we come here, and we are now in a better place as far as emotionally and mentally for each other, and our relationship's in a better place. We get to see each other every day, but we still have that thing of oof, this wasn't exactly where we wanted to be.
And it's a daily conversation.
It is.
We'll wake up in the morning and have our coffee together, and it's we'll just be I just have anxiety because we haven't bought a house yet. Or I just have anxiety because I haven't made it yet. I'm not making any money on this platform, even though I'd love to be full-time on YouTube, like I'm not being compensated for it. And so it's like all of these things where you're like, am I going to make it in life? It feels like reality hits you where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm living in my mom's basement. I just quit a career that I worked 8 years to do. I don't know if we can have a family. Like everything when we started dating and we were like talking about our lives together and planning our lives as we continue dating and all that kind of stuff, and we knew we wanted to get married, like all of those things that we talked about, we're like, are we going to be able to have a family? Are we going to be able to afford a house? What am I going to do with my life? And it's like all of those emotions are kind of hitting at once, and you're in a place in life where you don't want to be, and you don't see the end sight. Even though you know it's a temporary phase, just when you can't see the end sight of your temporary phase, it makes it so hard.
Yeah. And I think what we've kind of started to realize just the past couple weeks is like, I mean, yeah, I can constantly think of like, man, well, a year from now I could have a good job with a good salary and we could have a house. Like that's 100% realistic. That's a possibility. But if I continue to think about that and I continue to focus on that and that be my obsession, then I miss everything that I have right now with Sam and the fact that I get to see her every single day. We're really blessed in that manner to where I get to wake up next to her, and I get to make breakfast with her, and I get to make lunch with her and dinner with her, and we get to see each other all the time. But if I'm constantly worried about, well, you know, when am I going to get a house? It's like, man, like focus on like what's in front of you.
Yeah.
Because once we get that house, or if Sam does start getting compensated for this and like it gets busier or my job gets busier, then all of a sudden we might not be able to have what we have right now.
Yeah.
And so if we don't take advantage of it, I might regret that.
Sam and I, our personalities, if you don't know us personally, our personalities are very much like work hard, plan ahead, and I think that personality it's a great mindset to have, but you can almost, if you have that mindset too much, it can cause anxiety inside of you, and this anxiety can like cloud everything about your day, every single day. And then every day is just like this anxiety ball, and especially for women, I know women have like a different brain structure and we're just like multitasking and thinking about 10 million things at once. You just become like, it's like a constant thought. And that's what it became for me, where it was just a constant thought of just like, we're never going to get a house. We're never going to get a house. We're never going to have a baby. I'm never going to like have a career, and like something I really desire is to have a career, and I'm never going to be able to do that. But you just have all these worries and this anxiety, and it just like fills your brain, and you cause this tornado in your brain to just like accumulate. And then it's a never-ending tornado, and every single day it's your thought, and you don't spend time together. Your time together is just sitting there talking about the things that you want to be different in your lives. And for us, we've really realized, as much as a married couple doesn't want to live in their mom's basement, it also has been a really big blessing. And how many people can say that they have family who would just take them in under a very traumatic time of their lives? And we've spent really crucial time with my mom. Having that family time too is something you also never get back. And so looking at it from a lens of positivity, and I know that sounds so cheesy, but looking at it through like, okay, what do I do have, also makes the time go by faster for the things that you're working towards, I think.
I mean, when you really think about this, we're not experiencing anything that is new. Like everybody experiences this type of stuff in their life. And like there's sayings even for this of like stop and smell the roses, or, you know, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and, you know, like the grass is green where you water it, or whatever. You know, there's so many out there that you could say. I guess we hadn't really like experienced it in such a way until now, to where now we're like, oh wow, okay, so that's what that meant.
I think if we ever get to a place in life where we're not worried financially, or we have a house and we're able to have children, because we still don't know that, like all of those factors that a lot of people do think about, for us, we've talked about just like, man, it's gonna be so much sweeter, because I will, it's like, even thinking about it now, like if we have a baby one day, I'm gonna look back on this moment and just be like, oh my God, you know? I think this has definitely been the lowest point of my life in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing for me too, but in other aspects it's also been the greatest time of my life.
Yeah, and so that's what's kind of weird about it, is where you just like hit like the lowest part of your life, but also like the greatest for our relationship, whatever the future looks like for us. I really truly feel like you can only go up from here.
Or just not much further down, at least.
Yeah, if we go down any further, that'll be interesting. But I think it really just puts life into perspective on like how you view, just how you view it. And I know right now I view like Sam and I, and I'm just like, man, we could get through anything, you know? And our dating wasn't too hot either. So we really just...
It was a struggle.
We've just been trekking along. No, but really, just no matter what, like a year from now, 2 years from now, having this life experience, it's just been extremely humbling for me. And knowing that when other people go through stuff, I don't understand what other people are going through, because I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of people being judgmental about what you're going through. And I just know that whatever our future looks like, I'm going to be like that much more impressed with the Lord, honestly, because right now it feels like any sort of situation, like it feels like buying a house, especially in this market.
Yeah.
Feels like buying a house. It feels like having a baby. It feels like me having my own career where I'm able to work from home. All of those things feel like miracles right now.
Yeah.
And it feels like there's no way we can do it alone.
I think ultimately we've just kind of learned that it's like, okay, we have so much already to be thankful for here and now, because we have a great place to stay. We have 2 adorable dogs that have made their debut on here multiple times.
By knocking over the camera.
And we have each other, and we have so many great moments together every day where we get to sit on the couch and drink coffee together. We get to make breakfast every morning together.
Yeah. Such a blessing.
Yeah, we honestly, there's so much that is going really awesome and so much going really well. If we keep focusing on what's not, then we're missing out on everything. And I guess what we're trying to say, to summarize it, is that focus on what's going good, focus on what is bringing you life every day, and continue to work hard, continue to push towards your dreams. But if your dreams don't happen on the timeline you have in mind, that doesn't mean your life sucks. It means that life doesn't go as planned all the time. But life not going as planned is a lot easier to swallow and handle when you're able to take joy in the everyday things that do bring you happiness.
And I know this is probably like a very cheesy video. That's just something that's been on our hearts a lot recently, and something that has really resonated with us. And if it resonates with one other person out there, then that's great, because if it just helps encourage you to know that there are other people in this world that are not where they would want to be, and your situation might look completely different than ours, but work hard towards what you want and focus on what good stuff that you have. And that's been something that we've learned really recently. So we love you guys. Thank you for listening to our hearts for a short little snippet of time. Again, we will continue to share our story.
Swipe up.
Oh my gosh.
Someday
YouTube will have that feature. All right, we love you guys. We'll see you later, YouTube. Bye, guys.